Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to ThePodocasts, and thank you. I've been spending just too much time discussing what we're all seeing right now, and you don't need me to do that. You can open charts, you can take a look, you can read the pundits, and there's no reason for me to even do that anymore, and I'm just gonna stop. We founded this channel on just showing you what we're doing, and I've gotten away from that, and I apologize. I got to run home, and for me, running home is just simply showing you guys what I'm doing. So with the market, not it's not good. I don't know how better to say it. It's kind of poopy right now, but there are so many external factors that are just smashing it. So it's not a failure of crypto. It's a failure of a very loose monetary policy that leads to inflation, that leads to what you see. So with that being said, it's not at the bottom, but it's close enough for me to get comfortable and really start making some bold moves, and that's more or less what we're talking about today. So I'm going to take you through just three or so bold, what I consider bold moves right now, and I want to give you my reasoning for them. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about right here is ye old amp. We have a love-hate relationship. We've had one for for quite a long time. But what it's been doing right now, and I purchased 1,000,000 amp, and I just wanted to see what would happen. It's more or less store of value for me right now. You can see that it's sitting there on Coinbase. It is not staked. This is not what I do. But I'm also taking a real good reminder of rule number 2 in investing, and that is diversify. And for me, that includes diversifying what I hold in liquidity. So AMP happens to be one of those that I hold in liquidity, and I'm doing it because I think it's flippable. That's pretty much what it is right now. It's still going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down, and I'd like to profit on it as it is doing that. So if I can make a couple grand here or there, I'll consider that one a victory. Something's got to give on AMP, and it hasn't given yet. When it does, you know what? I'm there. I'm staked. Life is good. But until that happens, I will continue to generate income on it. That particular purchase was at 9.009, so I'm up about $500 on it. That's great. I'm not jumping out just yet, but it's nice to be green in a very, very tough market. So for those of you who are looking over this direction, I consider it a bold move, but not a bad move. I'll just put it right. I'll leave it right there. And if you want to do it right on this one, then you will stake it up. I mean, you can get almost 10% on a couple of the transformers now. It might be over 10%. If I'm incorrect, somebody please correct me in the comments. But yeah, you can make a nice little APY on this one while you're waiting it out. The entry price is pretty good. So yeah, I like to. I'm up on AMP. That's kind of nifty for me. The other ones that I'm considering an exceptionally bold move right now is Osmosis. Now, this thing has been on one hell of a ride, but I think anybody who's at least reasonable or rational realize that at $10, because this token was sitting at almost $10, that it was just remarkably overpriced. They got a lot of good stuff going on here on Osmosis. It's always going to probably be my largest single holding is going to be sitting over here. And the reason that I'm still in this one is because it is it's kind of the DEX of the Cosmos. There's lots of other DEXs over here. I could talk about Crescent. I can talk about Juno. I could talk about some really, really lousy DEXs. But the IBC Osmosis is been doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's been doing it pretty consistently. They had an outage because really bad code got released. They bled off about $5 million of liquidity, and it was hurting. But they still have there's still an awful lot sitting over here, and it's one of the reasons that I'm still pushing into it so heavily. Two of the three, four of the pools that I'm just adoring right now, and this is after the thirdening, guys. That's the funny thing, is that the thirdening already happened. It already occurred, and the price didn't even wiggle. So the ones that I'm looking at, the pools that they're clearly incentivizing, are still these four right here. Osmo, Rowan to a little bit, but these are the ones that they're pretty much heavily incentivizing. So even after the third inning, I can still get 88% on Wrap Bitcoin and Osmo. I still want to acquire these tokens. All right. I'm a big fan of Osmo. I want more, more, more. And I'll do what I have to do to get them. Now, they're pushing these into here. These are simply blue chips, absolute 100% blue chips. And if you would like to trade in these tokens in the Cosmos, in the DeFi, you're going to have to come to some place that supports them. So Wrap Bitcoin, Wrapped Ethereum, USDC, DAI. There's more. These are just the big four that I'm kind of pushing into. If you want USDC in the Cosmos, you're going to have to come to some place that offers it. This is the DeFi. All right, these are not central exchanges. So it seems to me that Osmosis recognizes that you are going to have to build your TVL on some blue chips. So the largest pools that are simply over here are Atom and Osmo. Juno is not terrible. They're still up 6 million or so TVL, but these are the ones that are really starting to pop off. So your USDC, your so forth, and Osmo recognizes that. So they have the APRs on a lot of these smaller pools have just went to poopy. Secret is down to nothing. Bicana is down to nothing. DVPN is down to nothing. You'll do better staking these things than you would LP in them. Yeah, even stars down to 28%. So they're putting their eggs in the big blue chip basket. I like that move. I think it's the right move. So because of that, I'm going to profit on it just as much as I can. Osmo can still easily drop off. If Bitcoin goes to 14, it's a whole different discussion. But right now, it seems to be holding relatively. And I wasn't selling today anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that is going to lead us over to kind of a problem child right now, and that's this one right here at Sifchain. Less than a half a cent. Now, Sifchain went on one hell of a good ride. Anybody who was part of the Sifchain knows that this thing was almost 17 cents 3 months ago. So this thing has been on one hell of a ride. They made some critical errors. They made some absolutely critical errors, and the biggest one is that their method would not perform in a bear market. That's a problem because we are bearish. They're kind of trying to turn it around a little bit. Now, the price action on this is just gone. The 24-hour trading volume, you can see right here at about 650,000. I mean, it's just gone. Market cap is shattered. Fully diluted valuation is gone. TVL, this is where they're going to run into a problem with this one, but this is also why I consider it such a bold move. If you come over to their pools, and this is kind of where it matters, their pool APRs are jumping all over the place. It used to be they had pools of the people, and then everything else is 200 across the board. But you can see a lot of these percentages are just down, down, down. And they have to be. They're consolidating. They need to consolidate. They need to consolidate a hell of a lot more. But they're keeping the APRs high on a couple of the big pools, USDC, Ethereum, Atom's on here somewhere. They're bumped up pretty good. Secret's bumped up pretty good. But here is the problem that I'm seeing with this one, and I sure hope they address it. You see that little pool right there? You see that 25% on Wrap Bitcoin? What do you guys got against the Wrap Bitcoin? I have to ask, what do you have against Bitcoin that you're only offering 25% on it? Because it's pretty clear that you're going up against 80 to 90% over on Osmosis for an Osmo Wrap Bitcoin pairing, but you are only recognizing this at 25%. That's a problem. You guys need to address this. Now, here's where they are running into kind of their big issue. Peggy 2, that's the whole thing. That's the leverage trading. This is where they're putting an awful lot of eggs in that basket. I happen to agree with it. not the concept. I don't believe in leverage trading. If you want to do it, go for it, man. But there's a lot of fine print, and you really need to read it before you do it. But I do also recognize that people like to gamble, make bad decisions, and so forth, and I'm more than happy to profit on that. But here's the problem. In order for this to work, you need to bump these pools. You need to heavily incentivize these pools to get money coming into it. And right now, you're not doing it. You guys are not talking enough. You are not going out to these Ethereum communities and showing them, telling them what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing it, how it's in their interest to move their money from Ethereum over to Sift Chain. Because with the pool values that you have over here, there's not going to be any leverage trading. Nobody's coming over here to nickel and dime. They're just not going to. And your pools will not support it. You just cannot, you don't have enough in there to support it. So your problem is going to be, how do we get people to come over here? Now, arbitrage was great, but again, that doesn't work in a bear market. So how are you going to figure it out here? Build your big pools, build your USDC, build your Ethereum, build your Wrap Bitcoin, build your Atom, build the Osmo, build the big pools. But when you're offering, let's just for example here, when you're offering 160% on Juno, and you're only offering 25% on Wrap Bitcoin, your priorities are screwed up. So we are an arranged marriage. That's myself and Sifchain, because I own so damn much of it. I really hope you guys get what I am talking about here. You need to lower that APR on some of these other pools that people have no interest in, and you need to increase it over here on Wrap Bitcoin. If you want the money to come, it will only go where it is treated well. And 25% for Wrap Bitcoin is not treating it well, not in the DeFi. So please take that into consideration. Meanwhile, I'm still pushing into it a little bit. I'm still APYing all of my APRs, that my stake and rewards. I'm still pushing into it. But again, that's because we're an arranged marriage and I have no real choice at this point in time. So I will let my voice be heard and hope it works out. That's what we got today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with some more bold moves that we're making, because now's the time. It's still going down. We're still going to go down. There's more room to fall, but I cannot have money languishing, because every single day that I have money sitting there doing nothing, not earning for me, I'm eating 100% of the losses, and I just can't have it. So I'm going to continue to push and continue to show you guys how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and I hope you understand my reasons for doing it. That's all I got for today. I might come out with another video this afternoon, depends on fiat farming. But until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money. Cheers.